This video examines the Supreme Court of the Philippines decision in the case of Emzee Foods, Incorporated versus Elarfoods, Incorporated. We will cover key legal principles including trademark infringement, unfair competition, the first to register rule, and the non-award of moral damages to juridical entities. The factual background of this case involves brand creation, corporate succession, registration with the Intellectual Property Office, and the eventual rise of competing marks that were confusingly similar. In the 1970s, spouses Jose and Leonor Lontoc established a roasted pig business called Elarfoods. In 1989, they incorporated Elarfoods, Incorporated to continue the business. The company inherited the brand equity and goodwill of the original sole proprietorship without needing a formal deed of assignment. Between 2001 and 2005, Elarfoods filed and was granted trademark registrations for their marks. Meanwhile, Emzee Foods Incorporated operated a competing business using names like Elarfoods and Elarfoods, which featured display elements nearly identical to those of the registered marks. The case moved through several legal stages, resulting in conflicting decisions from the Intellectual Property Office's Bureau of Legal Affairs, the Director General, and eventually the Court of Appeals. The IPO Bureau of Legal Affairs initially dismissed the complaint. However, the Director General reversed this, finding Emzee Foods liable. The Court of Appeals later affirmed the finding of trademark infringement and unfair competition, but deleted the award for moral damages, noting that corporations cannot experience mental anguish. The Supreme Court's framework for this case was guided by three main principles: the first to register rule, the application of the dominancy test to identify infringing marks, and the limitation on awarding moral damages to juridical entities. Under the Intellectual Property Code, the first to register rule replaced older regulations based on prior use. Valid registration with the IPO now serves as prima facie evidence of ownership and provides the exclusive right to use a trademark. Section 122 of the Intellectual Property Code establishes that rights in a mark are acquired through valid registration. This confirms that a formal deed of assignment between original founders and their corporate entity is not required to establish ownership. In this comparative analysis, the Supreme Court upheld Elarfoods' ownership of the marks, confirmed that Emzee Foods committed trademark infringement and unfair competition, and sustained the deletion of moral damages for the corporate entity. Key takeaways from this ruling include the dominance of the first to register rule, the validity of corporate succession without formal assignment, the priority of the dominancy test in infringement cases, and the restriction on awarding moral damages to corporations. This concludes our summary of the Emzee Foods versus Elarfoods Supreme Court decision. The images used in this video are sourced from public collections and standard stock photography providers. Additional image sources are listed here for your reference.